The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Chaco, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. There's a saying that, is it Brian Jones? He said, bring your best game to every opportunity. And my guest today on the show is a phenomenal lady by all standards. And for those of you who've been monitoring the show, she was the host of the second season. So she's on the other side today, and I don't get to sit on the other side anytime soon. She's a renowned broadcaster. She's an astute leader. She's a communications expert. Name it, and she's there. She's the CEO of Dixxons Group. Equia Asanteba Mensah Dixxon, CEO of Dixxons Group of Companies. Welcome, Ikua.
Thank you. Now you get the name.
Yes,
Is
now I
Ikua?
get it. Ikua. Yes,
Yes.
Ikua.
Thank
Welcome.
you very much. Thank you.
So it's been, what, how many years or months since season 2?
Do I even remember? I think probably about 2 years, I think.
2 years.
Yes.
Well, how was it, you'd say?
It was different because I am actually not very used to doing lifestyle or magazine shows. So doing the Phenomenal Lady show was quite different. I loved it. The people on set were amazing. I think I particularly liked my makeup artist. Yeah. She was always, making me.
Funny.
Yeah,
Funny.
funny. Yeah. She has very little jokes that I can, always makes me laugh. And she always tell you that you've got it. You've got it. So, yeah. I do miss it sometimes. Yeah.
Those who've been watching you from season 2, they will also want to know everything about you. It's a good time to delve deeper into your life. Apart from what we know you're a renowned broadcaster, award-winning, amongst others. But who is Ikua?
I would posit myself as a very adventurous lady. I am a go-getter. I think you already know my background in terms of the works that I have done. So I would say that when you describe a phenomenal lady, I think I can positively place myself in that category, yes.
Yeah. What kind of upbringing did you have, a background, sort of?
I think I've always known I would be in the spotlight, or I have always wanted to be in the spotlight since I was a kid. I'm growing up in a Presbyterian home with a grandmother who was one of the church leaders in the Presbyterian congregation. I remember that as young as I think I was I 3 or 4, I recited, "The Lord is my shepherd." So till today, I still have some of my grandmother's friends who don't call me by my name. They see me and they call me, "The Lord is my shepherd." And I think that's how it started. And through JSS, yes, I went to St. Monica's JSS. I was probably the lead actor in almost every play that was in school. I played a flute. I would dance. When I went to secondary school, I became the president of the Drama Debaters Writers Club.
What school?
Yes, University Practice Secondary School in Cape Coast.
Okay.
And then from there, I actually chose the School of Performing Arts because for me at the time, all I wanted to do was do acting. And then I got to the School of Performing Arts, met Godwin Corte, and everything changed. And then I did directing. So doing media is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always liked to be in the spotlight. I think I remember some of my experiences. Even I remember birthdays, those times I used to, Celine Dion was everybody's favorite.
Titanic.
So yes. I would be singing Celine Dion in almost everybody's party, whether you invite me or not.
Which one was your favorite? Sing it for me, please.
Oh, please. Which one? I think it was Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. You know,
Okay.
but I didn't do that. Just throwing everything you've got. Cause in life, there's no throwing back. I think, I would actually go to prep, put on my CD. Those times we used to have the little Walkman. And then I would always carry it to prep, put it in my head. I used to write songs for friends and actually charge a fee.
Oh, now singing notebooks, yeah.
Charge for.
Wow.
I think I used to always, that's another aspect of me too. I used to always try to make money out of everything that I was doing. Because I remember when I was in secondary school, during Valentine's or people's birthday, because I was a day student, I was from Cape Coast.
Okay.
My mother lived there then. So I would usually take money from the Accra girls and the boys who wanted to gift their partners on campus something, and then go to town, do the buying, wrap it, write all the things. You know, I was the president of the Drama Writers Debaters Club. So, you know, my works were on point. I would write it and then, you know, I'll charge them a little fee. I mean, not so little at the time. Yeah, it was
You're doing
good money.
business way back in campus.
Yeah.
What would you say about that kind of background and upbringing shaped you into the kind of person you are today?
My grandmother is my role model. When you talk about family planning or PPAG in Ghana today, I would say she was one of the people that sold family planning in the country. And I remember when I was young, she would always take me on all the tours, teaching. She's a public speaker. I think a lot of people say I sound like her. I would always admire the way she would stand, because she would ride her motor, get to the school.
What's her name?
Her Esther Summer. Unfortunately,
Okay.
she's late.
Oh.
Yeah, we lost her to breast cancer. She would take me there. I would watch her on stage, do her thing. And I love the fact that she would always come down with a standing ovation and the applause. And for me, I wanted to be her. And I think that throughout my journey, she's been my guiding pillar. She's been the one that I have looked up to, yes, to be like my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where your advocacy for breast and cervical cancer
Definitely,
comes from.
definitely.
Okay. We'll talk a bit more about it, but how have you been able to manage the spotlight since you've always been there? Were you prepared for it? Did you plan for it? How are you managing it?
Actually, if you follow me, I'm not too much out there. So what I do is I draw a timetable for my life and I separate everything. When I'm home, I'm home. When I'm at work, I'm at work. When I have to do something, I always make sure that I am present in wherever or in whatever moment that I find myself in. So it hasn't been that difficult, I should say, yes. If I am on set, I'm on set. I think Sisi will tell you, I show up. If I show up and I'm gone, I'm gone. You won't get me because I have to be somewhere else. Yeah, so it hasn't been that A. And then I think support too. My mother is my biggest support. If not for her, I won't be here. Yeah, because I have a 10 months baby and she is taking over at home.
It's a good time to look at you. Seed to Oak, brought to you by the Kelkits toothpaste. And brushing is now fun time for all children because it's strawberry flavored. It's FDA approved. It's safe for children from 2 to 6 years. This time, you don't have to suffer to get them to brush their teeth. That's the Kelkits toothpaste. With Kel is a happy smile.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kelkit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
May I'm assuming Ekua. It looks like you can do everything. What can't you do?
I don't know.
You can sing, you can dance, you can speak.
I think the singing, I lost it. You know,
Oh,
if you
no.
don't practice,
No,
you don't.
the little singing you did right now,
Exactly,
couldn't have
sure.
lost it.
Yeah.
Couldn't have lost it. Well, did you always have a career plan growing up?
I did, but it didn't exactly follow through. When I was going to the university, the plan was to become an actress. When I was going to the university, the plan was to become an actress, especially after I had won the Best Actress at the Studio Fest then in Cape, it was organized in Cape Coast. Unfortunately, when I got to university, I shot, I think, one series called Destiny's Child, if I remember the name. Yes. And then I think after the first series, that was when I made up my mind not to, should I say, go down that path. Because at that point, a realization dawned on me. I had a Damascene moment where I had to choose survival over passion. So I decided that I'll go after financial freedom, financial sustainability. I remember being casted for that show and I was given 2 options that either I was casted for the lead role, funny enough, And then I wasn't paid. And then I remember them telling me that they were making me a star, and so therefore it was a favor they were doing me. Before that, I do voiceover adverts, so I had done a couple of videos, and then I was also not paid. And I realized that it was something in the industry at the time, now it's better, that talent wasn't really appreciated as it was supposed to be. Talent, creative arts wasn't really giving that attention. I didn't want to grow up or be in a position where I would have to compromise myself in a time to come. So I decided that, listen, in as much as I am very interested in being in the spotlight, I think I should also take the steps to do things that will bring me financial freedom, financial independence. And I think that is why I drifted from the media. I decided that I was quitting and taking a different life path to create financial independence for myself. And if the time ever came, or if the opportunity ever came, like I was there when Sisi called me to come, yes, and then host the PL show, I would always show up.
Is it the case that you should always pursue the financial aspect to the neglect of the passion?
Now, when I sit back, I think you can balance it. Your first job is very, very important. I always say, if you talk about balancing passion with one's financial independence, I think for now, the advice I would basically give is do not box yourself in one area. So in as much as you are pursuing passion, you should also find something that will give power to you. And I am saying this because when I was growing up, I witnessed one time where my mom was compromised because she had lost her job at a point. I would always watch her having to wait for her to be giving money before she would do what she had to do for even us as kids. And that's one of the things I told myself, that I would not do that. I wanted the power to be in my hands to decide what I wanted to do at every point in time, so that when the time comes and I have to submit, I would not be submitting because somebody else is feeding me, it's somebody else that is putting clothes on my back, somebody else that has to put the lights on for me. But then I am submitting because I want to. Definitely, you must have passion before you can actually achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. But then again, it is also important that you find something that will give you self-independence, which is very, very important to me. What will passion? Is it passion you eat? As some people say, so you need to find something that will put power into your own hands.
So let's talk about the now, the journey through maybe just the financial stability and where we're going from here.
I'm not where I wish to be, but I am very, very satisfied, very, very happy. I was invited by a partner who called me one day and said, hey, I want to do this and blah, blah, blah. Are you interested? When I came, the company I'm heading right now was actually a company that existed but was in so much debt. So we looked at it. I think we had about 7 subsidiaries then, and then we audited it and decided that there were 4 that we could run with. And so therefore we rounded up the other 3 and then decided to go with the 4 that you see now. And so far so good. I think now we are out of debt and we are doing very well.
With all the responsibilities that you have, and being a mother, a family woman amongst others, and choosing the career path that you're on also, the issue then, or the question, the obvious one, is how you're able to put it all together and manage it so nicely and still keep up the smile that you have.
Support. Family support. My mother is amazing. She's been with me from day one. My aide, yes, I have an aide. There's a gentleman who has been with me also from my very first child. At work, I have an able administrator. Her name is Gifty. Gifty, yes, Yaboa. And then I have a great, fantastic accountant who also doubles as a manager. Yes, Minta.
the Dixxon group of companies? I know you
We
talked
have
about
four
the 4
subsidiaries now,
subsidiaries.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
We have the pharmacy, we have the eye clinic, and then we have the alternative healthcare, and then we have the catering service. Yeah, there was a Forbes article that came out some time ago, and we looked at the top 5 jobs that were actually profitable in a few years to come. And I think health was number 1, education, real estate, was a law, and then something else I've forgotten. Yeah. So obviously, health, yeah. So we're looking at something that, everybody gets sick every day. If you're not sick, you may need some toiletries or everything. So if you come to the pharmacy, it's a one-stop shop, we have everything. And then the alternative healthcare, there's a redefinition or an overhaul of the herbal sector. Organic living, it's something that everybody must adhere to. Yes, we all want to see gray hair in our head. I want to live to 107. Don't ask me why 7.
Okay.
I don't even know, but I want to live to 107. Yes, but it's something I also picked up from my grandmother when she got the breast cancer and some of the things that she went through. If I compare the herbal treatment that she was on and what it gave her as compared to when she finished her chemotherapy, I would say sometimes I wish we knew better. And we probably kept her on there. I get a bit emotional when I talk about my grandmother, sorry, but I wish we knew better and we had kept her on the organic journey for quite a long time. Not that chemotherapy is bad, but I think there should be a way that we could blend the two.
As a result of that, you've been on the campaign for breast and cervical cancer. You able to tell us about it? How is it going?
I haven't actually done any campaign in the last 2 years, basically because of family. But I think when I grew up, my grandmother died when I was in JSS 3. I saw what it did to her, the pain she had to go through, very excruciating pain. She lost all her hairs. How do I even say it? Looking at her very pale and all that. Growing up, I decided to do something about it, especially when I found out that it's actually genetic. And so therefore there's a possibility that I could be carrying it. I decided to look into it because this is not something that people know. Now, there's a lot of education that I think we should put out there that I think my grandmother wasn't able to benefit from because there was nothing like that. That listen, if you find out that you have anybody in your family who has had breast cancer or whatever kind of cancer, it's possible you can go and do these genetic tests. And if you are a carrier, you can take care of it, even you can nip it in the bud, even before it becomes something else. So for me, seeing what my grandmother went through, I don't wish that on anybody. No,
okay.
Not at all.
And that's
so
the advocacy.
I feel, yes. If for nothing at all, let me shout about it. Let me make noise about it to as many people who would want to hear me that, listen, there's no harm in going to do the test to find out whether you're a carrier. If you find it, you can do something about it now. You don't want to go through that.
Well, I'll take you away from the emotions a bit and ask what your typical day looks like.
I get up from the house. I take the kids to school. My mom gets them ready. From school, I head to work. And as you know, I have 4 businesses. 3 of them, 2 of them are in the same place. So I visit all of them. After visiting all of them, I come back to sit at my desk. If there are payments that I need to make, if there are any checks I need to issue, go through my books, see where we didn't do well the previous day, see what we can do to improve that, go around, talk to my staff and see if they have any ideas how we can improve sales daily, because times are changing every day. So basically that's it. When it's about 5, I pick the kids up and then I take them home, or sometimes maybe the driver picks them up for me. That's if I have class. I'm also a student at the moment at Legon.
We have you 360, brought to you by Kel 360 with that cool, minty, fresh breath all day, safe for the entire family, FDA approved. It's time for 360 of Akua.
Ekia Santiba Mensah Dixxon is an award-winning broadcaster and news anchor with over 10 years' experience in reporting, editing, script writing, and production. a communication expert and strategist who has developed and managed several communication and media campaigns for both individuals and corporate bodies. The Chief Executive Officer of Dixxons Group Limited, Ikea, holds a Bachelor of Law degree from the University of London, as well as Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of Ghana.
I can say that she is a very hardworking CEO, and with her in the position she occupies now, we can tell of the space that Dixxons Group is going to occupy in the few years ahead of us.
You know, they say the sky is the limit, but I don't think the sky is the limit. I think there's something else aside the sky, and that is what I wish for her.
Well, so that's a 360 of Ekua right there. And listening to your staff talk about you, it appears there's some kind of leadership that you provide.
I think naturally it's a role that I have fallen into. There hasn't really been anything special or any secrets, but I think, being a class prefect, library prefect, it's something that has probably fallen in my natural path.
Now they don't really say your place is in the kitchen, but
and all that.
they say that women are not supposed to rise above a certain level.
It's very important, the circle of people you have around you. For me, if you're a man and I come into contact with you and I sense that you're a narcissist, I won't even spend 1 second with you. Immediately you are out. And I think I'll give my husband he's one person who encourages, like, you need to go to school, you can do this, you can do that. He's always pushing me, go and do something. And I remember when I met him, we had a few comments along the line that, oh, no, but TV, so there, can you handle him? And, we used to make jokes about that. And I think basically you should find people who give you positive vibes. I make sure, whether male or female, if I don't get the right vibe from you, you won't even be in my space. So I actually have very few friends. These days they say if you can't count about 3 or 4 of your friends who cannot give you a certain amount of money if you are looking for something, I mean, what business do you have with them?
Having them hang around you.
Basically, just don't surround yourself with people that beat you down.
Okay.
People who will criticize you and tell you, Sana, this and this you didn't do well, but I think if you did it this way. So people who will criticize you and prefer solutions are people you should surround yourself with. So
Well, media, I would say that at least you were on the spotlight. At least you say you were not in the spotlight, but we all know that you were there in terms of the spotlight. Handling the spotlight, because you just mentioned that when you were about to get married, that issue came up, because there's always there that there's what is it about
I don't
media,
know.
women, and life in the spotlight? What is it really? Because you were there, so maybe you can share with us what exactly has formed that opinion. I
don't know. All I know is, you see, women in the media like yourself exude a lot of confidence. And generally in our culture, people don't like women who are confident. So if you're confident, you probably come off as too known or as something else. So here, submissiveness is what people look like. Is what people, see as. Like, those kind of thing, like, that kind of thing. If you're a confident woman and you know what you're about, in our setting, people look at you in a certain way. People feel that, you may not be submissive. People even get the whole definition of submission wrong in our part.
Do you ever fear that you fail?
I have a lot of fear. A lot. One thing that I cannot bring myself to is to fail. I think that's my biggest weakness.
Okay.
Yes, the idea or the thought of failing makes me cringe. And so, therefore, I pray a lot that I do not fail. And I think recently I failed. I was supposed to do something. I thought I had put my best foot forward. And unfortunately, it didn't come. But one of the things that I have also come to make part of me is that there are only 2 things involved. You either say no or yes. If you say no, it doesn't diminish me. I'll just go home, cry small, and then it doesn't change anything.
But there are a few things I know that you do for yourself as well. and I have the opportunity of getting into you, knowing the things that you do for yourself. It takes me to the DIY segment,
Okay.
which is brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. And you lived with Grandma. Did she
Yes.
ever grind charcoal?
My grandmother did
Use
plenty things. There was even this
plantain.
soup called Cleton. Yeah, the
And-
plantain one. Oh,
So there's no need for that to happen anymore. Maybe that's why you have that white teeth. But
ah,
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste makes it better. You don't need to go through the entire process of grinding charcoal and going through all that pain. You just need to get Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. It's safe for the entire family from 6 up onto 107 where Ikua wants to get to. It's FDA approved as well and it's very affordable. Let's do it ourselves with Ikua.
Hi, this is the DIY segment. I am going to be teaching you how I make my baby's food. My baby's favorite is apple and carrot sauce. To start with this, we are going to have to wash our hands thoroughly. We are going to use 2 apples and 3 large carrots. So I'm going to wash these fruits as well. I'll take my saucepan and I'm going to fill it with water. And then I'm going to put this strainer, that's a strainer, on it. And then I'll cover it up and then put it on the fire. I'm going to cut these carrots into smaller chunks. The apple too, I'm going to cut it. And then I cover it up with this. We wait for about 15 minutes for the steam to soak the apples and then the carrot. With the apple, I'm going to take the back off so that I'll be able to get a very smooth blend. So you can actually use water or you can use the baby's formula to mix with it. Our apple and carrot sauce is ready and I'm going to feed my baby. Thank you for watching my DIY segment. Remember, it's apple and carrot sauce. You can actually feel free to tweak it anyhow you want it. But it's a very good meal and your babies are going to love it.
Apple and carrot sauce. So do you eat some sometimes?
Baby food? No way.
Oh, me, I eat baby food a lot.
Oh, you do? Not me.
It looks like you cook for baby a lot. You
Yes,
do it
because
yourself.
I'm not around and I always care about what they put in. Yeah, so yeah, I try to do them myself. That way, when I am away, I am satisfied and I believe that they will
You don't want
be.
to buy the jar,
No,
the bottles.
no,
Okay.
no. Once in a while, I throw in the custards and those ones, but it's not something I like to do.
And that's our DIY segment brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. With Kel, there's always a happy smile. We'll take a quick break here on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. We'll be right back.
Mommy.
Mama Josie. Fe. Yum.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. We're having a nice conversation with a phenomenal lady by all standards, the host of season 2 of the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, Ikua Asanteba Mensah Dixxon, my guest for today. And thankfully, I get to ask her all the questions. She can't ask me any question. Well, let's talk about your husband. Tell me about your husband a little, right, please.
He's just very studious, always studying. Yeah, that's probably about it. And football. Yeah, studies football. That's about it. Not much.
If you have a word to describe him, what would it be?
Oh, Obuo Kakari.
What?
Obuo Kakari, he understands.
Obuo Kakari. Okay, so I have Obuo Kakari on. Let's go.
Is it live? Hey, Wanda.
Wanda, please, can you explain why she calls you Obuo Kakari?
It's one of the names that they used to call me back in school. So she learned that when we met, and she's been calling me that for some time. But I mean, it's one of the names that we also have for our wedding day. So
Well, let's talk about your wife.
I'm really proud of her. Since I traveled, I mean, she's been the one holding the fort, and she's been so strong for the children and for the whole family. So, I mean, I can't ask for any other woman. she's phenomenal. Just like the name of your show, she's quite phenomenal. So I'll give her crown to her. She's my queen. So and I always say thank you for everything she's been doing for the family and for holding the back whilst I'm not there.
What made you choose her?
I always tell her this, that I chose her because I knew she would take care of my children. And she always gets angry when I say that. She doesn't want to hear that side. So maybe I'll just tell her that she's so beautiful. Among all the women, she's very beautiful. But just remember, I know she'll take care of my kids. That's why I married her.
But how would you know by seeing someone and say that she'll be able to take care of your kids?
She was different. She was somebody that I mean, very industrious, somebody who was ready to break her back to do the next assignment, and somebody who would see her assignment through. So I just saw her as somebody who was not just there, but somebody who had a goal. She had a vision. So, and I wanted to be part of that vision the whole time. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy I chose her.
She's very eloquent, but let's see if she can still manage a few words. Your husband, Obuo Kakari, is on.
You know you're my Highlander, sir.
Yeah.
What is Highlander?
What you say? Coded.
It's coded. Oh, Highlander. Okay.
Yeah. Highlander.
Highlander.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The car Highlander.
The car Highlander. Okay. Well, coded. How about you, Doc?
I'm not going to say any coded thing right now, but just that I love her to the moon and back, and she knows that. So proud of her. Really, really proud of her.
Obuo Kakari, take care. Thank you so much. You want to say bye-bye to your husband?
Bye.
Highlander.
Yeah.
Please, what does it mean?
Just related to the car, his car. I mean, when he used to pick me.
When he was chasing you.
Yeah. So he understands.
When I grow up, I want to be like you.
You only be more than me.
Yes, amen. And thank you also for feeding us and the crew all the time.
Anytime.
Let's talk about
Choice Cuisine.
Choice Cuisine.
Yeah. It's located, we are just opposite IPS.
Okay.
Now UPS, sorry. In the Hacienda Plaza, on top there. So when you're driving, you see a nice ambience. Yeah. Whatever you need, we do curated services for people. So if you have special dietetic needs, talk to us.
Well, the numbers will be on your screen as well. The food is good. The entire crew will attest to that. So thank you once again. And you know the tradition already. It's our 10 from us to you.
Thank you.
And I don't know, since your husband is Highlander, maybe you will be our posh. You'll be our posh Cayenne. So this is from us to you. We have our Kel range of products. We have Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and of course, Kel Kids toothpaste. Thankfully, your children, very soon, they will be the brand ambassadors for Kel Kids, right?
Yeah. And I think this is my son's favorite toys. Paw Patrol. So I saw it's beautifully packaged. I love it.
Yeah. So this is from us to you. And then we have the Sasso and the Roma insecticide. We have the spray and the coil for you as well. This all for you.
Thank you.
And
so
for
much.
your husband just said you are the queen and she's giving you the crown. So I will give you the throne. Yes. So this is your throne as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm really grateful.
Emefa.
I appreciate this.
Well, thank you so much. Ekua Asanteba Mensa Dixxon.
Thank you.
CEO of Dixxons Group of Companies, and she was the host of season 2 of PL Show. Keep being you and continue to be the trailblazer.
Thank you very much.
That's it for our show for today. Another exciting edition comes your way same time. Is the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, proudly brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360 and Kel Kids. With Kel, it's always a happy smile. I am Emefa Apawu. Many thanks for your company.
Love is sweet, pass sobolo, sobolo, sobolo the sweet, K-O-E-I, Wodona Kama commemorate, paint, smile, mami chanche, faint, kron kron vera, dio saint, on pento kwa kasa kasa ne complaint, bay.